Alright, hello and welcome to the first APHIS audio broadcast. This channel basically will be dedicated to audio and software technology information, beat making tutorials, and other relevant topics. So for this first video, I thought I would just show you a demonstration on how to achieve the sidechain pumping bass effect. So just basically, it's a common effect used within electronic music nowadays. And once you hear it, I think you'll recognize it. So for video's sake, basically I've set up a few tracks already. So and you can see I'm using Logic Pro X. Any other digital audio workstation or DAW shall have the capability to achieve the same effect. It's just about different areas you have to click and initiate the effect for the programs. So basically, for those who are quite new to Logic at all, I mean completely new to Logic, I'll show you to add a track. You go to this plus button, it will bring up your display of selections. So you've got software instrument, and then from there you've got a whole lot of stock plugins that you can choose from. Depending on your particular setup, you might have a few aftermarket synths that you could use. You've got an audio, which is your basic mic setup, direct input guitar or bass, or a preloaded drummer and things like that. But I'll go into those in further videos. For now, I've already created such tracks, so they're fine. And another tip I'd probably give to producers, upcoming, old, new, it would be to label your work as you go. Now that would be everything from tracks, as you can see how I've labeled this kick, snare, your actual project, even EQ settings and things such as that, of that nature. For many reasons, it helps you reference it in future times if you want to come back and you need to find a particular effect, a particular track, of a particular project. So just really for clarity and keep it all an organization, it would really help. So without further ado, I'll get on to the process of making the sidechain effect. So I'll need a basic 4 on the floor type drum rhythm. So from there, now most people would Control A to select all, and then you'd quantize to every whole beat. Now that puts everything precisely in rhythm. Now, as I said, I want the sidechain for the pumping bass, so I want that to be triggering off a particular note. In this case, it'll be the kick drum. It could be a ghost note. A ghost note is basically a MIDI note that has been pictured in or painted in, but it may not have any velocity to it, so you actually can't hear it, but the software will recognize it to trigger. So as I want it only to be the kick drum, I've separated those. So I'll double click. If you double click onto the MIDI region, it'll bring it up. So to simply remove all of the snares, I'll just go to this keyboard here, select it, they're all highlighted, press delete, and vice versa. As I want this to only be snares, I will select the kick drum, press delete, I will press Command R to repeat, Command J just to join them up. Now basically there is your just a kick and snare for on the floor 8-bar loop. Okay, so yep, everything's fine. Now from there, to achieve you will select a just your any sort of bass note that you like. So you know, just input that in. It could be any note, any progression. Again, one tries the bass that's been put through. Now if I were to play that back, basically, so there you've just got four on the floor drums with a very simple bass line over the top. Now you wouldn't, I mean this is just for demonstration, it could be anything. So now to achieve the effect, this is where you want to, what you need to do is basically, this is called the audio chain, audio effects chain. So select the bass note that you want to add a compressor. So this will be going in there, selecting, you'll find that in dynamics, among the different options there. So now a stereo compressor, so that will now add it to the chain. Go into there, the main point of the side chaining to trigger will be to send it to which note to trigger off. So as I said previously, I want this to be the kick drum. So as I've labeled it, it's instrument 1 kick. I want this bass note to be triggering off the kick drum every time it plays. And basically I've set I mean, you can set particular tweaks that you have and settings at their frequencies and save them at your disposal. But I'll show you now how to achieve that. That's basically going to be just be tweaking with your threshold, ratio, attack, and release. Just obviously it'll give you a more emphasized pump to a less emphasized pump. So from here, we'll take it all off, put it down. Now that should give me just a very basic now that is to bypass. I'll turn on the compressor. Now if I start to basically tweak with these, giving it a quicker release, very quick attack, and your threshold. Now this is where you should hear things. Right, this is the effect I'm talking of. So as you can hear there, pumping off the kick drum. So I mean, the more you go, the higher you go, the more emphasized it is. And it's just a matter of tweaking from there, and your personal preference. And you could have it as you know, maxing out quite high, but if you don't want it so dominant to the ear, you can turn the threshold down. You could, you know, give it a longer release, so it's still there, but it's not as emphasized. But for video's demonstration's sake, I'll put it up. And so basically, there's a simple way to achieve that pumping sidechain effect. This is commonly known, commonly used in electronic music. I mean, you can hear the difference. Now I'll bypass it, so this is what it was. Alright, without it. Now you've got those settings which I've put. Just gives it there. So I mean, as I said, for producers to name things and keep it organized, you know, I've named this particular setting sidechain 1 just for video's sake. So you go up here, save as, it'll give you the option to save it at a certain name. But that's pretty much that. So you know, basics, going over the video again, you know, going over the major points. The important points would just be to have your kick drum and your snare drum separate. Your kick drum is the trigger. Make sure you sidechain your bass track through the compressor to the kick drum, or whichever trigger note you prefer, and then from there it is just a matter of tweaking with the release, the attack, threshold, and ratio. So yeah, again, bypass. So I mean, I hope you were able to get a little bit of inspirational information out of that video. Be sure, I would be much appreciated if you hit the like, share, subscribe, and comment. Comment on anything that you wish to know about, or maybe a future topic you would want to hear about. So yeah, or anything. So again, hopefully that you learned something. Look forward to, stay tuned to that, and keep creating, keep authentic, keep it original, keep expressing, and just keep it live with the music. So April Audio, much thanks. Look forward to seeing you soon.